So the question that I'm going to have for you is, what are you willing to give up in order to get what you really, really want? You have limits. You have a finite amount of time, true or false? You have a finite amount of money, true or false? Okay, did you see how that was louder? We get that about money. Actually, tangent, I love tangents. We're going to do a pretend fundraiser right now, okay? I'm going to use a pretend box since I don't have one. Pretend box, we're going to do a pretend pass the box. And I'm going to ask you if you want to participate in a pretend fundraiser. I'm not going to actually collect any money. But let's say, let's pick a charity that kind of everyone knows. Let's do United Way. Everyone's heard of it. Local United Way. This is what we're going to do. We take cash, we take credit cards, and we take checks. For some of you, checks were these little paper things that we used to use for money. And I'm going to ask you to participate if you really would be interested in giving the money, but we're not going to actually collect it. Does that make sense? If you would be willing to give $1 to the, is it Brown County United Way? Is that? Yeah. If you're willing to give to the local United Way $1, please stand up. If you're in, for whatever reason, if you're not in, stay seated. That's completely okay. I'll judge you a little bit. I'm just kidding. So you're in for $1, you're standing. If you're not, that's okay. I am just hearing in my magic earpiece that I was wrong, and there's actually a $10 minimum donation. So if you're in for $10, please remain standing. If you're still in for $10 and you have it to donate today, cash, check, or credit card, I'm sorry, it's $100? I'm sorry, they've now upped it. It's now $100. If you're in and you have the money, it's $1,000 now? They're now saying that you need to give $1,000. And if you're still standing, I want to talk to you after lunch. Okay. All right. Some of you that stood up at 1 and sat down either at 10 or 100 or 1,000 thought things like, I'm interested in giving, but that money has got to go somewhere else. I got to eat. My kids got to eat. I got to pay for tuition. Right? You want to help, but there's only so much. And at some point, you just don't have it. Right? The same is true of your time. And when somebody says, can you help out with this, you forget that it's the same process as your time, as your money. Because if somebody says, can I have 10 bucks, part of you wants to know, is this a good use of my money? And part of you wants to know, do I have it to give? If somebody says, can you help out with this, part of your job is to say, is this a good use of my time? And part of your job is to say, do I have the time to give? Because the reality is, you have a finite amount of time.